for watching. My name is Nurse Choma, founder of Choosing Nursing, and today I'm going to be talking with you about how to get into nursing school with a criminal record. So this is something hopefully, this is that's going to help those of you who are really interested in pursuing nursing, but you're concerned about maybe like a misdemeanor, maybe something that you did when you were really young that doesn't reflect who you are today. And so now you want to pursue nursing and you need to know what are the steps that you can take, that will position you to get into school. So I'm going to share with you six different things you can do that will increase your chances of getting into the program. Okay, so the first one, number one, is to consider waiting a minimum of 7 years since the misdemeanor occurred. Okay, so the fact is that unfortunately, whatever you did, it is on your record forever, for life. But however, though, one of the maybe not all nursing schools, but one of the requirements that many nursing schools do is that they do background checks. And background checks, though, they usually don't go past 7 years. So you may have an advantage if you wait at least a minimum of 7 years since that then happened. And it may not show up in the background check because it was over 7 years ago. So that's one thing that you can consider doing if it has not been, if it has been, up to 7 years or more. Wait at least after 7 years since it occurred. Number two, the second thing you can do is to try to get it expunged from your record. All right. So I was doing some research on this, and I don't have any of these. This is not my story, but I wanted to talk about this subject because I've had some people that's reached out that asked this question. So one of the things you can do is you can try and file for a petition with your state, not with the nursing boards, but with your state to get it expunged off of your record. And there's something called a expungement eligibility test to see if you're eligible to get it removed, actually. So, and that's something you can actually easily Google online, is an expungement eligibility test. It's free for wherever the state that you reside in, and see if you can get it permanently removed, right? So that'll probably be honestly the best thing, because if it's expunged from your record, most nursing schools don't look at it then if it's already removed. Okay, the third one, number three, is to contact the nursing boards. All right, contact them. Try to contact them prior to like taking any prerequisites or anything like that, because that would be a shame that you took all the prereqs and then it was a waste of time. So contact the nursing boards that you want to attend and see how flexible they are. Some boards, they may be very stringent. No, if it's there, we're not going to look at you at all. And then some boards, they may be more lenient, So I would recommend, and I would say actually see if you can contact the main boards of nursing that you want to get your license in, and then maybe two to three other ones, either surrounding states, so you don't limit yourself to just one state only, because like I said, each state can vary as far as their leniency or flexibility when it comes to misdemeanors or any type of criminal activity in your past. Okay, so that's number three. Number four, let's say you've done all these things already, right? You waited 7 years, you contact the boards, and you may need to wait some time because, depending on when you're watching this video, we're in a very grave time, and so things are not as readily available, right? So you have to kind of be more patient. But I would say the next thing you can try to do is to write a letter to the boards of nursing. Okay, write a letter, and in the letter you're going to pretty much say who you are, say what you've experienced, what you've done, why you want to be a nurse, just kind of appeal to the soft side of the boards of nursing. And they can also, once again, use that to judge whether you should be admitted as well. So I would really, if you tried everything, I would really encourage you to write a letter to the boards and see if they're willing to accept you at that point. Okay? Then the number 5, the fifth one, I actually mentioned this already, but the fifth one is to try a different state. All right, so these are all the things you've done already. Try a different state now. See if there's a different state that, like I said, will be more responsive, more flexible to you being accepted into the program. Okay, and then number 6, the last one is to show good behavior. So what I mean by showing good behavior is volunteer. Like you're gonna have to go above and beyond, honestly. But volunteer. See if there are some communities, volunteer activities, anything that you can really show that you would be a strong nurse and that you are somebody that has a good character, that you represent good behavior, that you're not your past anymore, right? Because unfortunately, when you go through the application process, they have to just read you. They're reading an application, right? They're not reading your personality or your character or your motives, right? They don't see all that. So you have to be the one to show them that. You have to be the one to demonstrate that to them. So I would recommend if you volunteer for the American Red Cross, maybe for like Meals on Wheels, because that's really good. You're around elderly people. Hospitals. I mean, hospitals you should be volunteering. You will have to volunteer for anyways, depending on the program, but you should volunteer absolutely at a hospital. Any type of volunteer work that you can get, and as well, get a letter of recommendations. Okay, you need the letter of recommendations to include, like, whether this is going to be in the letter or in, whatever you're going to send to them. But you're going to need some letter recommendations, people who will vouch for you, people who will say, I was with so and so and they demonstrated good character for X amount of time. They did these type of qualities, these type of attributes. This is why I think there would be a wonderful nurse. If you can get, and I would honestly recommend 3 letter. I mean, 1 is okay, but the more the merrier. If you can get a minimum of 3 letter recommendation, and ideally not from like a friend, but from professionals, people that are in well, I don't want to say high positions, but people who are oversee organizations, things of that nature, hospitals, that would go a long way. All right, that would go a long way. So these are the 6 different things that I would recommend to help you get into nursing school if you have some type of criminal record. Like I said, number 1, consider waiting a minimum of 7 years since that incident occurred. Number 2, see if you can try to get it expunged first. Number 3, contact the state boards of nursing that you want to apply and see how flexible they are. Number 4, write a letter to the boards, before you even get, and I would say you can write a letter at any point, actually. You can write a letter before you even apply to nursing school, or maybe you already done the prerequisites now, and now you're really trying to get into the program. Write them a letter, right? Petition, show how much you want this. Separate yourself from the others. Like, it's people who don't have the criminal record, who are just trying to get into nursing school, they already have to compete, depending on the program, with others by doing different things to make them stand out. So the letter could be your thing that will help you to stand out. Number 6 is to, like I said, apply for a different state. Don't limit yourself to just one. And then that was number 5. And then number 6 is to show good behavior, volunteer, start doing some activities, and get letter of recommendations. And I would say this would not, the best type of letter recommendation, it would be if you spent time at least up to 3 to 6 months doing whatever that volunteer was, if not more. one day, a couple of days, a couple of weeks, it's not going to cut it. It really is not. Because a lot of times here's the reason why too, when we go into, when we're a nurse, right, and we get our license and then now we apply for jobs, they usually want a they usually want a reference. And one of the things that they always ask is, how long have you known this reference? Right? Because they want to see how long they want to see how reliable that information is about you, because people look at your behavior over a period of time, not over a couple of days. So find some type of volunteer work that you can commit to over the next 3 to 6 months, and then get a letter of recommendation. Okay? So I hope that you found this information helpful. If you did, definitely make sure that you support, like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you did, subscribe to the channel so you can receive more information. If you want to receive more help, visit our website www.choosingnursing.net and click on free predictor tests in order to get access to our free tests, so that way to help you predict your likelihood of passing your boards once you do get into your program and once you do graduate. So hopefully you find this helpful. You can always connect with us as well on our website. Have a wonderful day.